a healthy dose of ignorance and irreverence for how hard something is an essential quality of startup CEOs and founders. I love that when I go into a particular new circumstance, whether we're building robots or building autonomous vehicles, or when we were going into deep learning and AI, my first thought was, how hard can this be? Well, it turns out to be insanely hard. And it's the reason why it hasn't been solved yet. But I always go into it with the attitude, how hard can this be? And if somebody else has done it, or somebody else will do it, why shouldn't it be us? And so how hard can it be? And so I think when the three of us first founded the company, I think our attitude was how hard could it be? Well, it turns out to be insanely hard. The amount of pain and suffering that, setbacks and disappointments and surprises and, building exactly the wrong technology and having to learn something brand new. All of that, you couldn't have, if you would have put all of that on day one and that realization, I think it would be too scary to start. And so I think one of the best things of an entrepreneur is the concept, the idea that it can't be that hard. And because they only have one person or two people or five people, you're not going to tackle anything too challenging. And so you either have to solve really small problems, or you have to believe that between the five of you, three of you, you could tackle the world. It's how hard could it be? And so you have to have superhuman mindset, even though you don't have superhuman capabilities. And I think that for entrepreneurs, I do think that their superpower is a fair dose of ignorance and irreverence and this oversized belief in themselves. They ought to keep that for as long as they can, and then over time, reality will hit you, and hopefully you have the character to survive it and ordeal through it, and the cleverness to maneuver through it, and the friendships around you, the teams to support you along the way, and the company with the sheer will, to work through those challenges. You're going to have plenty of them, and so maybe that's the advice.
Right.
Yeah.